Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Purple and Gold Hoops podcast. Again, episode 6. This is Adam.
This is Kevin.
Coming to you. And we want to start the show off with a quick moment of silence for JoAnn Buss. She was the wife of the late, great Dr. Jerry Buss, who owned Lakers before he passed, and the mother of Jeannie Buss, Jerry Buss, Jim Buss, all the Buss family. And we wanted to just take the moment of silence to give them and their family the due respect that they deserve as Lakers owners. So if you'll bear with us and give us a moment of silence, we'll appreciate that. Thank you, everybody, for that moment of silence. And let's get everything started and move on to the Orlando game. Lakers were playing in Orlando, the first game of a 5-game road trip, I believe, off the top of my head, and they came away with a win, but it didn't look very convincing. They were very sloppy, and they didn't particularly shoot well.
The time when I was watching the Lakers versus the Magic, Lakers beat the Magic 96-87. The first quarter started off really well. Lakers held the Magic to like 9 points. I think they went something crazy like 4 for 25 shooting or 4 for 20 shooting. Lakers were playing dominant defense. I really like what was happening in the first quarter, but it was just in the first quarter.
Yeah, they held them to like 9 points in the first quarter. It was great. They were up by 20, 25 in that first quarter, and everything just kind of went down.
Yeah, I'm not sure what. It was the first game of the road trip?
Yeah, the first game of the road trip.
They seemed really tired. To be honest with you, I felt like AD was sick. Like when I was watching him in the game, his nose looked like it was red, like he was sick. Because he played terrible. I mean,
was that the game that he had to get the IV at halftime, or was that last week?
That was last week.
Okay, so he might have still been sick with the flu or whatever.
If he wasn't sick, he was playing like he was sick.
It was a bad game. He had 16 points and 12 rebounds, 6 assists, so you hear that and it sounds good, but he shot 6 for 20.
6 for 20.
1 for 4 from 3 and played 37 minutes.
And you could tell he was trying, but he was just missing like
He did have 2 steals, 2 blocks. So, I mean, the thing about AD, even though he shot horribly and his offensive game clearly wasn't there, having scored only 16 points, I believe I will bet my mortgage on it that 16 points for the season was less his season low. But he still did everything else. 12 rebounds, 6 assists, 2 steals, 2 blocks. Only a +4, but if you're shooting as poorly as you were, to be a plus anything is...
True. The effort was there. I could see that the effort was there, but he was missing layups and he was missing near dunks, which made me feel like he was sick. And then when he was shooting, he was at the free throw line. His nose looked really red, and I was like, oh, okay. He may be coming down with something. They just flew into Orlando.
Yeah, I'm just glad that the fact that he was struggling offensively, he didn't let that impact any other aspect of his game. Because he still did everything else. Like I said, 12 rebounds, 6 assists, 2 steals, and 2 blocks.
But your boy KCP came through.
My boy. UGA. Ugga.
He had a really good weekend.
Yeah.
Really good weekend.
I think he's trying to really make Vogel think about keeping him in that starting lineup, even if Avery is healthy.
I was going to mention that to you. I was like, he looks like a starter offensively.
15 points against Orlando.
Yeah.
I see what it is. It's Kevin's famous 10-point rule from the starters. 15 points, and Kevin is in love with him. Oh, he's a starter. He's doing what? Oh,
man, you got to make an impact on the game. You can't just be out there chilling.
Did JaVale have 10 points?
JaVale had 8 points.
What was his plus minus?
He was -3.
Okay.
I don't know.
What did Danny Green have?
Danny Green Danny Green had 8
points.
too. He had 8.
Plus minus?
Yeah. -8.
Those are two established stars on his team that are basically written in stone with LeBron and AD, right?
Yeah, so we won this game on the bench because everybody on the bench was a plus. Jared Dudley was a plus 16.
Yeah. Howard wasn't a plus. He was a -2. He actually only scored 2 points, had 6 rebounds, a steal, a block, and assist, which surprised him because he had a lot of great years in Orlando, and you would have thought that he would have been more up for that game, even though Orlando's not a very good team. Well, and Orlando was missing Vucevic that game.
They were booing him every time he got the ball.
Yeah, I've heard that they still do that. I remember when he first got traded to the Lakers, they did that.
It's been a long time. It's been a long time.
I've heard that they've never let it go, even when he moved on from Lakers and went to Houston, and then plus he played for Atlanta as well, so that's an in-division rival, not just interconference. It's in their same division as well.
Well, he got into a little scuffle. Oh, you don't like the scuffle?
He didn't really do. He kind of bowed his elbows out like a chicken real quick to get somebody off him. It was Dudley. Dudley came running in and out of nowhere, and that's why he got ejected. Exactly. He pushed somebody in the back, and he's trying to make it seem like, oh, I don't play, but I got the city and I got the team's back, and I'm here for y'all. And don't.
Look, you got to do what you got to do as a role player.
Okay. And he did what he had to do by knocking down all these threes. And you and I were talking about it before we started recording about how effective he is. When he does come in, he might not play for 7, 10, 15 games at a time, whatever. But when he does come in, you mentioned that you have full confidence. If he's open, that's going in.
He's going to knock it down.
So we don't need the antics. Why? Why do you?
You got to protect. You got to protect. They were shoving Dwight Howard.
I get it if they were shoving AD. Dwight Howard is not AD.
Like, it was like 3 of them jumping in. They're like, why?
Okay. And the Dudley fight is done. Thank you. I didn't want to talk about it to begin with, honestly. Kevin brought it up. So we're doing that for you.
You know, the one player that I was a little upset he didn't play was Markelle Fultz. He had the stomach virus. I really wanted to see him play.
I did too. I was hoping he would play, but when I heard he wasn't playing before the game, what went through my mind was, here we go again. It's basically always something with this guy.
Yeah.
And I've heard everything. Like, I haven't watched an Orlando Magic game except for the 2 that they played against the Lakers. Did they play in LA yet? They didn't play.
No.
It was Miami that was in LA. So this was the first time I'm seeing Orlando, and I'm hearing everything about how Markelle is doing a lot better.
Yep.
And his jump shot's looking smoother, and the hitch is gone, and he's looking more confident. And then, of course, the one time that I'm actually going to sit down and watch Orlando Magic basketball, he's not playing.
Yeah.
So I really hope he plays when they come out here to LA, because if he doesn't, then I'm just never going to see him, I guess, because there's no way they're beating the Orlando Magic in the finals.
And Orlando Magic's not going to be. They're not going to be on TV.
Yeah,
not prime time.
Exactly. So,
Jonathan Eisen led the Magic with 19 points.
Yes, he had a nice game.
Yeah, Evan Fournier was right behind him with 18. What'd you think about him?
He's savvy. He's very savvy.
Yeah, that's what came to him. Crafty.
Yeah,
savvy.
He's not very athletic, and he got his numbers. He was 18 and 5 assists. So he had a good game as far as that goes, but you don't really notice it at all.
No. But, we were talking about like how the player he grew up watching was the Sacramento Kings. He loves Mike Bibby. That's why he wears number 10.
In respect to Mike Bibby, he was a Lakers killer.
Yes.
I had a lot of respect for him in the early 2000s, and I'm not a fan of his. I'm not a fan of the Kings. I hate them. They're the Sacramento Queens in my eyes, but I do respect that whole early 2000s Mike Bibby, Chris Webber, Peja Stojakovic, Hato Turkoglu, Doug Christie. Like, I can name...
They had a squad.
Yeah, so I respect that era of it and what he contributed.
Yeah. Have you seen Mike Bibby lately?
I heard he's really ripped.
Is jacked.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, I saw him a picture that went viral probably a year or two ago.
Oh,
where he was just huge. And at first I didn't believe it, but I guess it was verified or whatever that it was real, and he's really into bodybuilding now. But when I saw it, it was weird for me because he used to be this slight, scrawny, and now he's just, he can't, move his arms to, reach around his back. It's a little bit much.
Yeah. I think that a picture went out about Mike Bibby about 2 or 3 weeks ago. He's still jacked.
Yeah, I haven't seen it.
But, Lakers had a good win. Get out of Orlando. Stop messing around. Get to the next game.
All right. Next game against Miami. That was a close game. It was entertaining to watch just because Miami was is a lot better than what everybody expected them to be. They have Jimmy Butler, who's a very fiery player. He's always guarding LeBron hard. They're just fun. I love the Tyler Hero and Kendrick Nunn combination, couple of rookies lighting it on fire so far this year. They're a good team. They were undefeated at home going into that game as well.
That was a big deal.
Yeah. The Lakers were on at the same time a 13-game road win streak, I believe, at the time.
13 at the time.
And the Lakers ended up winning 113-110. I was tuned in for all of it. The Lakers were very sloppy, had 20-plus turnovers as a team. It was a close game. I believe no team led by more than 10 or 11 points. And it was a nail-biter all the way down to the end when Jimmy Butler, at the closing seconds of the fourth quarter, got a wide-open corner three.
Yeah. Yeah, that was.
It was a pick set on LeBron. It probably should have been a foul.
I thought it was.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, Jimmy Butler was taking a wide open corner three with AD closing out on him, I believe. But AD wasn't anywhere affecting his shot.
He may not have affected his shot, but he might have affected his vision.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if you see some 6'11" dude coming in the corner of your eye, you can't help but look.
I'm not saying it was 100% clean, but it was a good shot.
Yeah.
To tie it at the end of the regulation, it was a good look for that moment in the game.
It was a good look. Yeah, I mean, he had a wide open look.
Yeah.
That
short corner three, you couldn't ask for much better.
Yeah. But I really felt like JaVale McGee saved the day.
He had 3 blocks in the second half.
Oh, my God. It was
5 for the game.
Yes.
Yeah, he came up big that night.
The energy he brought just changed the game in the second half.
Now, can I ask you another question? What did JaVale score in that game?
He had 9 points.
What did Danny Green score?
He had 9 points.
So they stepped it up. They went from 8 to 9, both of them. But Pat Bev can't start because we're not going there.
No, we're not going there.
I just want to give Kevin a little bit of a hard time. Every time I see a starter, I'm going to let y'all know, every time I see a starter who's below 10.
But he had 9 and 10, which is great.
And don't forget the 5 blocks.
5 blocks. I mean, the 5 blocks came up key because I think 2 of them were in a row, and it started the momentum change.
And a steal.
Yeah. I mean, Rondo had a good pass in the game. I believe he brought some of the energy that really helped. You know what was crazy? Miami periodically ran some zone on us in that game.
They did the same thing when they were in LA, too.
Yeah, it kind of threw me off. I was like, oh, wow, they're running zone.
They're about the only team that I've seen that's run it. But they did the same thing when they were in LA.
I think I've seen other teams do it. They just don't do it very well.
But Miami's good coach. They got a lot of grinders down there. They have the Miami Heat culture, which that's a real thing. They have their own culture. I know a lot of teams want to say, oh, culture. There's only a handful of teams that Spurs have a culture. Miami has a culture.
They definitely have that Pat Riley, defensive-minded culture.
Yeah.
I mean,
and that's why Eric Spoelstra, he came up as a video coordinator. He worked from the ground up. Became the head coach. He's been there for 11, 12 years, and as far as I've heard, the job is his until he retires.
Wow. Well, that's also this is also the game where LeBron James had like 8 turnovers.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they just get their hands on the balls. They're when you're playing basketball, you always coach, just get your hands out. Maybe you can deflect something. But Miami, they definitely get more deflections than any other team I've ever seen.
They had 19 turnovers in the game against Miami.
Yeah, it was kind of annoying.
LeBron had 8. He had 7 in the first half. That was also the game where when they went into the locker room, apparently Anthony Davis and Boogie kind of got in LeBron's ear and were telling him, like, you're being too passive. Be you. Go play your game. Yeah, be more aggressive. And it's nice that, because we know LeBron is going to allow AD to criticize him, but it's nice to know that he still respects Boogie as a player enough, even though Boogie's injured and hasn't played yet this year. It might not play at all, but he still respects him as a player enough for him to be able to confront LeBron as well, because nobody else on the team has that sort of juice.
Yeah, it's also nice that we don't have a bunch of yes men on this team.
Mm-hmm.
So, you're not just out there playing with a bunch of guys that are telling you, oh yeah, just keep doing what you're doing. Just keep doing what you're doing.
Right, we'll work through it. It's okay.
Yeah.
Like, no, you're playing like crap. Get it together.
Yeah.
So, the game, like we said, very close. Let's look at Miami real quick for a minute. Jimmy Butler had 23 points. Kendrick Nunn had 16. Tyler Hero had 7. Those are the 3 players I look at when I watch or I think about Miami. But I've been hearing that Bam Adebayo's been having a great year. And in this game, he's had 12 points. He had 12 points, 12 rebounds, 5 assists.
Tyler Hero had a terrible game.
And block.
Terrible game.
Shooting, yeah.
Yeah, 3 of 12.
Mm-hmm. Still +6, though.
I don't know how.
The Miami culture, they work.
Yeah.
They get after it on defense. Like, that. That's why I like these young guys. He's a rookie. So he's going to have bad nights where he doesn't shoot well.
Well, going into the game, they kept saying, oh, Nunn and Hero, Nunn and Hero, Nunn and Hero.
Yeah, because those are the 2 rookie.
Yeah, because, you expect it from Jimmy Butler.
Right.
And who else wasn't playing that night?
Udonis Haslem didn't play. I didn't even know he was on the roster. I thought he
retired. That man still on the roster?
I saw a commercial of him the other day for 2K where he was wearing his... maybe it was an NBA store commercial. They were selling the Vice City jerseys. But I saw a commercial where he was in it wearing the jersey. And I'm like, oh, that's nice. They're doing a callback to the Miami teams of past. But now I guess looking at it, he's still technically on the roster.
Wow.
So he didn't play. Johnson didn't play, and Macon didn't play.
Goran Dragic.
James
Johnson. He didn't play.
Yeah, he was hurt.
Yeah.
As well was, I believe there was another person that was injured for the Heat.
But, going into
Justice
the game,
Winslow. Winslow.
Oh, yes. Yeah, going into the game, people kept saying, oh, it's Tyler Hero, none. So I'm looking out for these 2 guys like, okay, let me see what they got.
Mm-hmm.
And then Hero was 3 for 12. I was like, oh, okay, whatever.
Like I said, still +6, though.
Yeah.
Kendrick Nunn, who had 16 points, 7 assists, 2 rebounds, 2 steals, was -11. And he started. But like I said, I've been hearing great things about those 2 young rookies. And as well as when I was watching the game, they were talking Bam Adebayo a lot. Like, they were talking about him possibly being an all-star if the Heat keep this pace and the numbers that he's averaging. Because he's like 15-15, he's leading the league in blocks or something like that.
Wow.
Yeah, and if they're a winning team, obviously Jimmy Butler is going to be an all-star. But Bam Adebayo, if you have those numbers going into the all-star break on a team with a good record in the top 3 in your conference.
Top two in the East?
Yeah, you're probably going to be an all-star.
Yeah.
So that was crazy for me to wrap my mind around, but that was the Miami game. They looked sluggish, but they came away with the win, and I'm glad they did. You got anything else?
Well, I kept walking away saying I got a lot of respect for Jimmy Butler. I got a lot of respect for Jimmy Butler.
Dude is a fighter.
Yeah.
He brings the energy, the hustle, the intensity. He does it all for that team. He makes that team go.
Yeah. I mean, imagine a few nights ago, we played Minnesota.
Mm-hmm.
And then now we played Miami. And there's just a world of a difference between those two teams. And, Jimmy Butler left Minnesota, goes over, he went to the 76ers, but eventually he made his way over to Miami.
Mm-hmm.
And that's like a perfect match made in heaven. So.
Yeah, I think he fit. And I heard an interview where he was talking about that and why he chose Miami. And he's talked a lot about the culture and how he felt it fit his personality.
Yeah. Pat Riley.
Mm-hmm.
Pat Riley. You gotta love that man.
And for everything he's done for the Lakers, you bet I do, but I think he lost us at 91 finals. Or whatever year it was when
he worked them too hard.
Yeah, doing 2 days leading up into the finals, and I believe it was Michael Cooper or Byron Scott. One of them tore their hamstring.
Yeah,
and then I think James Worthy also had a hamstring as well. Worthy. Yeah, in the same finals against Detroit, and that might have been '89 or something like that. But hearing about that series and now hearing about Pat Riley, I respect everything he's done for the Lakers organization, but every time I hear about Pat Riley, that's what comes to my mind. Like,
what's crazy to me is that Magic played under Pat Riley, but Magic, in the short amount of time he was with the Lakers as the general manager, did not have that type of defensive philosophy.
That's not the type of player Magic was. Magic was a more showtime flash, wanted to get out in transition. Like, Magic was probably ahead of his time. The way he played the game.
Yeah, the way he played. But still, I just automatically assumed he would bring some of that with him. Just knowing that, you played under Pat Riley forever. Even when he tried to come back into the NBA, he asked Pat Riley to help him train. Mm-hmm. So I was like, oh, okay, maybe with Magic will bring some of this defensive mentality. Because, at the time we had Luke, and Luke's defense was garbage.
Yeah. I think Magic just wanted to try to do things his own way. Like, honestly, I'm not going to say that because then we're going to get into a whole different topic. And we're trying to get this under an hour. We've been doing better as of late.
Yeah. LeBron ended up making like a nice corner pass to KCP. KCP knocked it out. That was one of the big shots of the game. He also made that really nice tap pass to Anthony Davis for a dunk. And, the Lakers went on to win that game.
Yeah, that was very nice. I was very surprised by that.
Yeah.
Like, just...
I feel like in that moment, AD was like, oh, my God, I am so thankful that I have LeBron.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because... I don't even know how to explain that. It was crazy when I saw it. It's still crazy to me days after the fact when I see the highlight of it. Like, it was amazing to me. I've seen tap passes before, but the way the play unfolded and happened in front of us and the result of it was crazy to me.
Yeah. Yeah, it was pretty fluid. It was just like one of those instinctual plays.
Yeah. And he had another one against Atlanta to Dwight where he was running the break and he threw it between his legs to Dwight Trello.
Oh, yes. Yeah, we're going to talk about that play.
Well, do you have anything else about Miami? Because that might be the perfect segue into the Atlanta game.
Outside of that, Lakers, I think offensive rebound saved the game. Lakers had, on the offensive rebounds, 14-5.
Mm-hmm.
It's knowing that the Lakers won 113 and 110, those offensive rebounds really came in.
Yeah. And AD shooting 7 for 9 from the free throw line. Danny Green 3 for 3. Because it's not a good free throw shooting team for the Lakers.
No.
But for you to have 10 for 12 and those two players alone, that's
you got to show
at least some type of reassurance.
Yeah.
All right, so let's move on to the Atlanta game. Do you want to start with the dunk or do you want...
I think there were 2 dunks in that game that were very impressive. I was like, wow, that's a wild play. That's a highlight.
I don't remember the second dunk. I remember a Rondo faked the pass, the lob to LeBron, came down, got the layup, and LeBron went and acted like he was gonna block it.
Yeah,
just to wrestle with Rondo.
Yeah, because Rondo's running. He's running the fast break, and usually on a fast break, people look for LeBron because he's usually on the wing and he's ready to dunk on someone. So the defender, I believe it was DeAndre Hunter. DeAndre Hunter tries to jump and steal the alley-oop pass, but he just faked them out, and he was. You just see DeAndre Hunter's face. He was just like, oh.
Yeah, man, Rondo. You keep talking bad about my guy Rondo, man.
He's crafty. I will give him that. He's crafty.
Fun fact about Rondo. If the Lakers win a championship this year, he will be the only man in history to have a ring with the Celtics and the Lakers. Only player in history. Yeah. I'll forgive him for that 08 series because he actually beat the Lakers in that series.
I felt like it was him. I really felt like it was him.
Kobe loves him.
Not that faking I broke my ankle, Paul Pierce.
Yeah, bro, come.
I got no respect for that move. Mm-mm.
I don't respect the move, but bro, come on now. You can't be trashing Paul Pierce like this, man.
Look, I can't stand. Every time they show the clip, I can't stand it when he's like.
I can't stand it either. But as a player,
he runs out. No, then he runs out.
As a whole, yeah.
He runs out and he knocks down like 3 threes. I'm like, ain't nothing wrong with your ankle.
You know what the rumor I heard was?
That he had to go use the bathroom.
Yes. I've heard that, and then he kind of had a little slippage on the back end, and he realized it, so he put him in a wheelchair, and he had to go finish up and clean up and all that.
I'd rather hear that. Than that. No, I mean, I'm saying I'd rather hear him come out and say, I really have to use the restroom.
I'm a grown man, and myself.
Yes.
In a professional finals game.
Hey, things happen. Happen. I'd rather hear that than like, oh yeah, I thought I took my ankle, but then I came down and I knocked out.
I'm gonna have some questions to talk to you about when we stop recording, because I need to see your perspective on this. And I got one question in particular I'm gonna ask you: when was the last time you did blank? But that's for you and me. So the Atlanta game, 101-96. Yeah. 22 turnovers.
Oof.
I didn't like that. Atlanta was 6-20 on the season going into the game, and
I mean they started off turning over the ball.
Probably shouldn't have won this game.
I know they started off turning over the ball, and when after halftime, the third quarter, turning over the ball again. I was like, Jesus Christ! I mean, does everybody want to turn the ball over? Does everyone get on?
It carried over from Miami. 19 in Miami, 22 in Atlanta.
But see, at least
that's
in Miami,
41 turnovers in 2 games.
Like in
41 in 2 games.
I mean, look, in Miami, I understand why we're turning the ball over because Miami's actively trying to get the ball out of our hands with the active hands.
We had even more against Atlanta.
With Atlanta, we were just turning the ball over.
Like I told you,
like they had nothing to do with it.
I told you like there was a lot of bad passes, and then the passes that weren't terrible, but they were still like bad, but they still got to the player on the receiving. These dudes were acting like they don't know how to catch a basketball.
Yeah, it looked pretty bad.
Like they had bricks for hands or something like that. You literally cannot catch. Like this is the first time anybody has ever thrown a basketball to you.
I got no excuse. I got nothing. I just know that they were turning the ball over a lot. I mean, the 2 games prior to this, LeBron James was turning over the ball by himself.
Mm-hmm.
After that, Miami made us turn over the ball.
In Atlanta, AD had 5 turnovers, LeBron had 4.
Yeah.
But LeBron did have a triple-double, 32-13. Or no, he just missed it by 3 assists.
No, the night before he had a triple-double.
Okay.
And that was his sixth triple-double of the season.
Mm-hmm. And so LeBron had 32, 13 rebounds, 7 assists, 1 steal, 3 blocks, and 4 turnovers. AD had 27 points, 13 rebounds, 3 assists, 1 steal, 2 blocks, and 5 turnovers against Atlanta. Dudley had 4 fouls. Howard had 2 turnovers. Bradley had 3 turnovers. Rondo had 2 turnovers. Everybody was turning the ball over. The only one that didn't have a turnover was Danny Green and Dudley.
And Kyle Kuzma. Kyle Kuzma is injured.
He didn't play. Caruso didn't have turnover. There's that.
Caruso's
only 2 points, though.
He
shot 0 for 2 from 3. His 2 points came at the free throw line.
Well, he's not a good 3-point shooter.
Those were his only shots taken. He didn't take a 2.
Yeah.
I mean, he did, but he got fouled, so the shot attempt didn't count, I'm sure.
At least knocked him down. Thank the Lord.
Yeah. Only 2 points of the game. I have a theory about this Antetokounmpo being activated, Kostas. I think they activated him just because they know that they're coming up to Milwaukee. And Giannis obviously is in Milwaukee, but their other brother plays for the Bucks as well. They have 2 of the 3.
Oh, he got all his brothers in the NBA.
Yeah, so I feel like they activated him just because they want him technically, he might not play against Milwaukee, but they want him at least active so it can be like a family thing, goodwill. Giannis, look what we're doing for you.
Oh, you don't think the Lakers are actively saying, Giannis, look what we're doing for your brother. Come on over.
Yeah, but what's that mean? They're all going to have a chance to...
The Lakers did the same thing with LeBron, with KCP,
that's why
giving
we
them
got
that big old
KCP.
contract.
Yeah, $30 million for 1 year or whatever it was, $15 million.
LeBron, we take care of our own.
Yeah. But I think that's why they activated him now.
Let me extend this olive branch.
Because watch, as soon as that Milwaukee game is done, when they come back home against Denver, he'll be inactive again, and he'll be back with the South Bay Lakers. Like,
you know what? I watched him with the South Bay Lakers. He's not bad.
I wouldn't mind seeing him on the floor. I know he's long. I know he's athletic. He has a similar body build to Giannis, his brother. I know the skill level and the potential isn't the same, but I mean, if you're 6'11", you're long, fast, lanky, and he might be able to create some steals. He's obviously going to be able to finish in transition.
Yeah. I just need him to play defense for like 5-10 minutes a game. 5-10 minutes a game. Just give me that.
Yeah, I would like that. Because, I mean, given his stature, he should be somebody that can be effective. I don't know if the skill's there because I haven't actually seen him.
I mean, he was playing with the South Bay Lakers, so it's not like he was playing, the Houston Rockets or anything.
But it's something.
Yeah. But going back to that dunk, I think LeBron was running the floor on a fast break. He did this jump pass between his legs, and it was reminiscent of Dwight Howard in the Superman dunk. That's exactly what I felt.
I wanted to bring that up to you, but I had a feeling that when I would say that, you would be like, man, his head was almost in the rim in that time. He didn't get nowhere. You would give me the same thing that you tell me about LeBron, so that's why because I had the same thought watching it, and I had the same, feeling and vibe from it, because the way he went up, the way he posed his body, as hard as he slammed it through the rim. But I'm watching it, I'm like, if I tell Kevin that this was reminiscent of old school Dwight, he's going to sit here and tell me, man, do you remember the dunk contest when Dwight put the rim 12 feet and dunked it, and he's not doing that? So that's why I didn't bring it up. But I'm really clear you're actually appreciating somebody that's old doing something.
No, see, Dwight hasn't lost any athleticism.
He didn't get as high.
He
criticized LeBron for not getting this high.
Oh, yeah, because LeBron used to jump over the rim.
And Dwight dunked on a 12-foot rim in All-Star Weekend. Mm. Do you not remember when he put the picture of his face on the top of the backboard?
Yeah.
He brought out the extra court that was 12 feet, and he dunked on that in the dunk contest.
Yeah. But I also think Dwight looks better. But then again, he's playing a lot less minutes, so he probably has way more energy.
I heard he cut, he's a big sugar fiend, and he cut candy out of his diet, chocolate bars and things like that.
I know when he was with the Lakers the first time, he was always at some yogurt place.
He likes his sweets.
Yeah. Whatever. Give the man his sweets if it helps.
Nah, I like salty, savory. I don't do desserts. It's too much sugar for me, man. It tastes gross. But what do you think of Trae Young? Because I know you, after we watched the Lakers last time against Hawks, you weren't too impressed with him. He had 27 and 6 with 2 steals.
I am glad you said that. Because when I watched him, there were times where I was like, you know what? He's pretty good. Mm-hmm. He's pretty good. And there were other times where I'm like, that's a stupid play.
He frustrates the hell out of me. Watching it, and there's times where he'll be bringing it up in transition and shoot it from the logo at half court.
And you're like, what are you doing?
Yeah, he makes so many dumb plays. But
he makes so many great plays where you have so much respect for him. You're like, okay, he can ball.
He has some talent. I think he just needs to get his IQ up a little bit more.
Yeah,
and I don't good know news for him is he's only a sophomore.
I don't know if it's his IQ, but someone needs to reel him back in. Like, hey, young fella, you probably shouldn't be doing this at this moment.
Shouldn't Vince Carter be doing that?
Look, man, Vince Carter. Did you know that Vince Carter has played the most seasons than any player ever?
He's at like 22 or 23 right now.
It's crazy. I'm like, oh my god.
He's 41, I believe. He entered the league at 19.
Yeah,
It was 20 years ago in Oakland when he was in the dunk contest and put his arm through the rim and was hanging by his elbow. That was 20 years ago, my dude.
I still remember when he jumped over somebody's whole body.
Mm-hmm. Remember him when he was in New Jersey?
He didn't completely jump over him because he...
Yeah.
But...
Remember when he was in New Jersey running with Jason Kidd?
Yeah.
When he was in Toronto, he was amazing. This is the reason why he was called Half Man, Half Amazing.
Yeah.
In the Human Highlight Reel, and Vinsanity, he has so many nicknames.
Yeah, 22 seasons. 22.
Mm-hmm.
Crazy.
Still playing.
But, yeah, I'm not with Trae Young. I mean, he ended the game with 30 points, 7 assists, 6 rebounds, but there were just some play, like for example, the one play when he, AD is basically on a one-man fast break, all by himself. Trae Young's running behind him, and he fouls him. I'm like, why?
Yeah, you and me were texting about this in real time.
Like you just let those go.
Yeah.
Like, there's no point in fouling him. You're not gonna block a shot. You're 6'1", he's 6'11".
Yeah, and that's why I say it's an IQ thing because, like I say, you and me were texting about that real time. Like when it happened, and I told you at the time that something to the effect that he needs to be smarter than that. Like, you're a professional, bro. You've been playing this game your whole life. Granted, you're only 20 years old or whatever it is, but you've been playing. You have 15 years of experience already. You have a year in the NBA. You need to be smarter, and that's why I feel like it's an IQ thing as well as him just pulling up and just jacking up shots from 30, 35 feet.
Yeah.
And
but
nobody is back. You're crafty with the ball. Like, get to the rim.
Yeah.
Because he'll do that in transition with one defender back, and he'll just pull up from 30, 35 feet and just shoot it. Well, he has handles. I've seen it. He has speed. He can get to the... If you're in transition, there's one person back. Why are you pulling up from that far away? I can understand if you get right up on the line and pull up because he's a good enough three-point shooter that for him that's a good shot. But why are you doing it from 35 feet?
I'm not sure. Well, did you see the game where he was playing against Jimmy Butler? And he called a game.
Oh, yeah. He tried to say it was over. And they went to overtime, and Miami put 14 on them. Yeah. And Jimmy Butler in the post-game was like, yeah, it was over, but it was over for the wrong team.
So I think there are mental lapses where he just... I think someone just needs to reel him in. And they do have a lot of veterans. They have Jabari Parker on that team.
I don't overrespect him. Come on. You're talking about the dude who said, only people that score get paid, and that's what I'm about. You think he got any pull and respect in the locker room to tell these young kids what being a professional is?
Like, he's been in the league long enough to know what's going on.
Man.
He's been in the league long enough.
And all he wants to do is go out and score and not play any defense. Do you remember that quote?
I remember that quote.
Yeah, when he was in Milwaukee and right before he signed with Chicago.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you can't expect him to be no veteran presence.
Life comes at you fast.
He seems about 30. I bet you he's only about 26, 27.
Yeah. Oh, I think he's younger than that.
Jabari, let me click on his little profile right here. 24.
Yeah, he's young.
Yeah, and he, like I said,
He's
he
been
seems
on
like he's
4 or
like
5
30.
teams
Yeah.
already.
24. He had 12 points. 1 steal, 1 block. Minus 13. Cam Reddish, young. He actually had 10 points. I was surprised.
He played pretty well. He knocked down some threes that really made me dig my fingers into my own skin.
Didn't I tell you give him a little bit of time? He still didn't have a good game at all, but give him a little bit of time. I think he's going to develop and he's going to be a nice 15 to 20 point scorer off the bench. He's not going to give you much else, but he might be a nice little Lou Williams light.
Mm.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah. Score off the bench.
Mm-hmm. Obviously not to Lou Williams level effectiveness, efficiency, anything like that, but he'll be able to do something.
Yeah.
Just off how gifted he is. Alex Len, LeBron bodied him. Did you see LeBron snatch the ball from you?
Man's game.
Threw him to the ground. It was a lot.
Ball, son.
It was a lot like the Zion play in Summer League when Zion bullied the Knicks.
Yeah.
Yeah, LeBron made Alex Len look like a Raggedy Ann doll.
Oh.
Threw him around.
It's embarrassing. Can't let somebody do that to you.
It's fun to see when you're a Lakers fan, though.
It is.
Again, for all my people in Atlanta, I'm sorry. I know you guys get upset when we talk bad about your Atlanta sports, but beat us next time. We'll see y'all sometime in 2021.
Yeah.
Like, I was thinking about that when I was watching the game, too. So they played last year in Atlanta in February, right before the All-Star break. They made their one trip for the 2019-2020 season in December. So that means the Lakers probably will not make another trip back to Atlanta until 2021, like the calendar year of 2021. They might go next year in December, but it will most likely be a late season matchup.
I mean, there's no real reason to go over there. I mean, they're a rebuilding team. They're trying to figure it out.
I mean, I'm not saying I want them to, but it's just weird to me how that can, like, you can go almost a year and a half, like, calendar-wise, without going to somebody else's arena, you know? Like, it was just weird to me. I'm an odd person. Sorry, people.
No, the Lakers are like, you come to me. You come to me.
Well, I think the players might not like the fact that they ain't going to Atlanta for a while, because I hear that's a real NBA hotspot. NBA players love Atlanta. They love Miami. They love Houston.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
They obviously love New York and LA. Like, these are places where you want to go play on the road because, you know, you're having a fun night out without the wives, the girlfriends, the kids, and get to live that NBA player life. So
I'm not going to mention on anybody's personal life, but that seems like a fun town to be in.
I know those are the places I would want to go. Miami, go chill on the beach. Go to New York. I've always wanted to go to New York. Beach? I've never been, bro.
Never been?
I've never been to Miami. I've never been to New York. I've never been to Houston. I've been out to Orlando. It was god-awful. Been to Phoenix. Phoenix is actually pretty fun. People sleep on Phoenix. People sleep on Denver, too. Denver was fun. I was there over the summer.
I do not like Phoenix. Well, actually, it's not. Okay, I'll rephrase that. I don't like flying into Phoenix.
I've never flown to Phoenix. I've always driven.
Every time I fly into Phoenix, I feel like the plane's about to fall apart. The landing.
Actually, I have flown into Phoenix for a layover, but I've never flown, like, to go visit there.
Okay.
But because me and you have had this conversation where I've never had those experiences. Like, I've been to Phoenix Airport once or twice for a layover, like I said.
Mm-hmm.
But I've never had a bad flying experience, because if I did, that's something that I would remember, you know?
Yeah.
So, obviously, the fact that I don't remember any bad experience, I've never had that. But you told me this before. Like, I hate it. It's miserable. I thought I was going to die.
It's like 4 out of 5. I will remember. 4 out of 5. But, you know, KCP got to the rim a few times.
Oh, my goodness gracious.
Yeah. He was being aggressive. He got to the rim. I felt like...
I was so scared every time. I don't want KCP. Like I said, if it's open in transition, go ahead. Do your thing. If there's anybody back, bro.
I was going to send you a text, too. Like, you see KCP get to the rim?
I saw it, and I was having a mini heart attack every time I did see it. This man is killing me. He's going to make me have a heart attack. I can't take it. I'm so scared every time. He's been playing very well, but like I said, I just want him shooting threes. I don't want him going to the rim at all. No, not at all.
Well, I think he played fine.
He played good. I'm happy with what he's been contributing. 2 straight games with 15 points against Miami and Atlanta, so that's good. He's shooting effectively. Well, not so much against Atlanta. He was 0 for 2 from 3.
Yeah.
But 4 for 11 from the field, so, I mean, he was playing okay.
Now, towards the end of the game, this is where things got shaky. I think LeBron passed the ball to AD. AD went up for a layup, and he got a little hobbled. He tried to play
rolled
through
the
it.
ankle.
Yeah.
It's the right ankle. They came out today and they said that it's a ankle sprain, and he is questionable for their next game tomorrow night against Indiana, which worries me, and I'll explain more about that when we get to our predictions for next week.
Yeah, and it also worries me because we're on a 14 road game win streak, and we're heading, our next game is against the Pacers.
In Indiana, and then on Thursday, the national televised game against Milwaukee, which drop a little disclaimer in. The Mavs actually ended the Bucks' 18-game win streak tonight.
Thank the Lord.
I actually looked at the Bucks' schedule, though, and this 18-game win streak, I'm impressed with it because it's an 18-game win streak, and that's very rare. But, however, I looked at the Bucks' schedule and who they've played over the course of this 18-game win streak. Mm-hmm. Not very impressive, bro. Give me a second. I'll name these off to you. So they lost. Their last loss before tonight was November 8th to the Jazz on the road in Utah. Okay? They started the 18-game win streak with a win in Oklahoma City, went home, played the Bulls, went to Indiana, went to Chicago, went to Atlanta, came home for Portland, Detroit, the Jazz, the Hawks, all at home, went to Cleveland, went to Charlotte, went to the Knicks, or home to the Knicks, I'm sorry, went to Detroit, played the Clippers in Milwaukee, the Magic in Milwaukee, New Orleans in Milwaukee, at Memphis, and home to the Cavs. That was their 18-game win streak. They played a lot of bad teams. Yeah, they got the win against the Clippers, which was a solid win.
They murdered the Clippers.
Yeah, 119-91. So they got that. That's a good win. After that, who else do you really see on this list? It's like
Blazers,
okay, they got that. 137-129. They beat the Jazz 122-118. But they played Detroit twice. They played Atlanta twice. They played Chicago twice. They played the Knicks. They played the Cavs. Like, a lot of this 18...
They did what
I'm
they had
not
to do.
discounting the win streak, but a lot of it was against very, very bad teams. And all you can do is play the team that's put in front of you. I understand. So I'm not trying to discredit them, but I don't know how much stock to really put into that 18-game win streak. Because tonight, Dallas beat them, which Dallas is a good team. Dallas beat the Lakers as well.
I'm hoping the Lakers go into the game with a 15-game road streak.
Ain't we all? The franchise record is 16 in a row, set in 71-72 season. And if the Lakers do indeed finish this road trip off undefeated and 5-0, they will have matched the longest win streak in franchise history. Road win streak.
Franchise history and NBA history.
Oh, is that the NBA record as well?
Yes, it is.
Oh, I didn't know that aspect. I just knew the franchise part of it.
Jerry West. For, I think, 10 games, Elgin Baylor.
Yeah, that was the year he retired, and they went on to win the championship, and that's the only ring he got.
Yeah. Oh, I don't even think he got a ring.
Yeah, I think it's because he said he didn't want it because he wasn't there.
Mm.
I'm sure it was offered to him.
Maybe. Gail Goodrich. So
yeah, good times.
It's good company.
What does that do for LeBron's legacy if he's able to notch that too, along with the championship this year?
That's just another excuse to have that LeBron James or Michael Jordan conversation again.
See, everybody who has that conversation is wrong because everybody knows that my man Kobe Bryant is the GOAT, Black Mamba.
I'm not going to argue about that.
So,
but the conversation will come up. It will come up again.
No, it's going to come, I'm sure, even if LeBron doesn't do anything else for the rest of his career.
Did you see the new conversation? It said, which Laker duo would you rather have?
Oh, I've thought about this internally to myself the last few days. I didn't see it until you sent me the Photoshop picture of it. It's who would you rather have? Shaq and Kobe's Lakers versus LeBron and AD. And it's like a picture of LeBron holding the ball. I think LeBron has the ball right and Kobe's playing defense on LeBron. And you see AD in the post with Shaq playing defense on him. So I didn't see that publicly until you sent it to me. But I have been having thoughts about it probably for the last 3 or 4 days internally. But I can't make a decision on that because
you can't make a decision.
Well, of course, I'm always go Kobe and Shaq because so I know this decision that I'm going to make is easy for me to make, but I don't really value what I say just because I'm always go Kobe.
Mm-hmm.
If Kobe's an option, I'm going that way. You get what I'm saying? So I can't really. I don't know if I should value what my opinion of it is because
take Kobe out of it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Shaq on AD.
Mm-hmm.
Now I know AD can shoot from the outside, but AD he has to get the ball first. Shaq was a little taller, 7'1", and I guess it
Shaq's
depends
not
on
playing that defense on the perimeter though.
No, Shaq. No, he's gonna make him shoot. And it kind of depends on what Shaq you're taking. If you're taking young Kobe and young Shaq, when Shaq was still in shape, I'm going Shaq all day. Shaq will kill AD. Just the pure size. I mean,
especially when AD is on the defensive end.
Yeah,
and we know AD already doesn't want to bang with current centers.
No, he
right.
That's not going to happen. And then he's going to wear him down to the point where he won't be able to shoot. He won't have any legs. And even if you say, "Oh, Kobe and LeBron," and you give that a tie, Shaq alone is just that conversation is done.
Do you consider Shaq a top 5 player of all time? Real quick. We're not going to get, deep into it, just, yes or no?
No.
Okay. Because I was just curious because you sound... I get what you're saying and everything, but I was just trying to gauge, your value of Shaq.
Oh, I mean, I love Shaq. I just thought he was, he could be lazy.
So where would you rate him a top 10?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay.
Definitely.
So he's somewhere between 5 and 10?
Yeah.
That's fair. That's fair. So we talked about it a little bit. AD has a right ankle sprain. He came up gimpy in the win against Atlanta. Um, After Atlanta, that gave the Lakers a 14-game road win streak. We're going for 15 against Indiana. Our upcoming schedule is at Indiana on Tuesday, at Milwaukee on Thursday, and then back home against Denver. I believe that game is on Monday. They have 2 days off, so Sunday. So they'll have Friday and Saturday off for next, and that's the schedule for next week. I'm gonna start this off real quick. I'm gonna say that the Lakers are gonna go 3-0 again. They're gonna push the win streak overall to 10 games. And I teased it a little bit last week, and I've been telling Kevin about it tonight. What I want to say about Milwaukee is I don't think they can touch the Lakers. I don't. If the Lakers, obviously, it might not show on Thursday. Well, it might because I think that AD is going to want to make sure that he plays in that game. But if the Lakers are fully healthy, I don't think Milwaukee can touch them. I just don't see it. Granted, I haven't watched Milwaukee at all this year. I watched them once against the Clippers. But I don't think they can touch the Lakers. I think the Lakers are just by far better than every other team in the league, and I don't see how Milwaukee is going to be able to stop them defensively.
I'm not afraid of anybody in Milwaukee, but the Greek
Except Giannis. And this is why I'm saying this. Like, okay, Chris Middleton, he's an all-star. That's cute. Like, he made the all-star team last year. Like, did he really deserve to be there?
His all-star.
Bro, I'm sorry, but this is how I see it. And I don't know how Milwaukee is going to play them because Giannis, he might be able to play on LeBron defensively. I don't think he can guard AD. He has the size, he has the speed, all that type of stuff. But I think AD is just too skilled.
Depends on AD, because lately, the last 2 games, he's been facing up a lot, so that will play right into Giannis.
Right, but I think AD will be smart enough to get my butt in the post, and because Giannis isn't gonna bang with them too much down low, and so it's like okay, even if you say Giannis is gonna shut one or the other down, LeBron or AD. Say he shuts down AD. Now you got Chris Middleton on LeBron. I'm taking LeBron in that matchup all day.
Yeah, that's a bad
Now,
matchup.
if you put Giannis on LeBron, now you're putting Brook Lopez and Robin Lopez on AD. One of the two. AD is going to cook them. So Giannis, even if you assume he's shutting one of the 2 superstars for the Lakers down, the other one is just going to go off. And with the way the rotation players are playing right now, were playing up until the Atlanta game, and they played decent in Miami, but I don't think Milwaukee can really touch the Lakers. Even though they're 24-4 now as we speak, I don't think they're going to be able to touch them.
Well, I just hope they don't have one of those, this is our championship game and we have to show our fans, and then, of course the Lakers will probably be on the 15-game road win streak. I just hope they don't try and treat this as their NBA Finals remake.
I think the loss in the playoffs last year stung Giannis enough that he realizes anything he does in the regular season doesn't really matter. So obviously they're going to be a little bit more amped up and hyped up and wanting to play the Lakers, not just because of the Lakers, but it's the only other team in the league that has a comparable record. So there's going to be a little bit more of excitement and motivation, of course, but I don't think it's going to be anything like this is our championship, like what you're describing it as.
Well, a lot of teams this year have been treating the Lakers like this is their
all
championship.
Those teams don't have the record that the Bucks have. All those teams weren't in the Eastern Conference Finals last year.
You remember It Feels Loud against the Clippers?
I don't. I didn't pay that much attention to it.
I know that Giannis really wanted Kawhi.
Yeah, because Kawhi ducked him in the first game against the Clippers here at Staples. So, But this is going to be the first time we see the Lakers and the Bucks. And like I said, I don't think the Bucks can even touch the Lakers. I think if the Lakers face the Bucks in the finals, I think that series is probably over in 5.
Oh, you're going 5.
Maybe 6. If the Bucks get lucky, they might get 2. But I think the way I see it right now, it's 5. Lakers obviously winning 4-1. But if the Bucks get lucky, I think they might be able to get 2 off them.
I can see them getting 2. But I do have the Lakers going 3-0, God willing.
Both of us were right last week. First time that we were both right. The first time probably all year that I've been right. So we both said 3-0 last week. We were both right. Both saying 3-0 this week. And I'm just excited for next week when I get to see the Clippers and Lakers on Christmas Day. It's going to be amazing. I can't wait. I'm so excited for that.
For that game?
Yeah, that game.
That game is going to be overhyped. I mean, the first game was overhyped. This game, this game means something.
I get to sit around my living room watching Lakers and Clippers with my mom, my brother who's a big Clippers fan, my son, and my girl. Come on now. On Christmas, after we opened up presents and we got... it's at 5 o'clock, so it's perfect time for Christmas. I don't care if the game's overhyped. I'm excited for it, man.
But I think this game means a lot because, in the beginning of the season, you're still getting comfortable with the people.
Yeah, you're still figuring everything out. Yeah. It's a shortened training camp that people are just into now.
Yeah. Now you've had at least 2 months. 2 months to get to know
Paul
who you're
George
playing
is actually back.
Yeah, he's actually playing.
So...
Or Kawhi is actually playing.
I think it's going to be... Yeah. I think it's going to be a good game. It might not live up to the hype that everybody's putting on it, but either way you look at it, it's still going to be a great game. And like I said, it's on... I remember watching Lakers on Christmas every year when it was Lakers and Heat and Lakers and whoever. In the last few years, having to watch them on Christmas and the garbage that they were putting out, it was miserable. We're 24-3, bro.
Yeah.
I'm enjoying this. We are more than a quarter of the year through. 24-3.
It's kind of crazy, right?
We could get through half the season with only 5 losses. If they keep winning at this pace, even if they drop one. The shortest win streak they've had all year has been 7 games.
I mean, we played Dallas 2 more times, and we've had trouble with that team. Mm-hmm. And, of course, we played the Clippers, played Milwaukee. We finally get to see Houston January 18th. I don't know if it'll last that long. I see a lot of...
Oh, you're getting worried now. Mm-hmm. Kevin is looking into his crystal ball.
A lot of primetime games up there.
All right, so we're going to leave it at that. We'll talk about those future games when we get to them. Kevin and I both have them going 3-0. Yeah, we'll talk to you guys next week. You got anything else?
No, that was great. I mean, Lakers on a little winning streak. Starting a new winning streak. Is it 7 games now?
Yeah, it's up to 7.
7 games and 13. That would be really, really impressive if the Lakers could just match it and surpass it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Unprecedented.
I'm looking at matching it first. But if they do get to it, I'm always locked in on the Lakers, but I will definitely be watching their next road game a whole lot closer. So let's see what they do next week. Let's all hope as Laker fans that they come back with a 3-game win streak for this week and finish the road trip off 5-0. And hopefully by the time, if we end up beating Milwaukee and win against Indiana, we'll have a 2-game lead on them. So we'll be making our case for home court advantage throughout the playoffs a lot better. 2 games is kind of a lot, especially when we only play them one more time. It's a nice cushion. They have 5 games in the West right now, so this is a big 2 games coming up. So let's see what they do. And we're going to go ahead and get out of here. This is Adam.
This is Kevin.
Thank you for listening to the Purple and Gold Hoops podcast, everybody. Tune in next week, and we'll talk to you about how they do. Have a good night.
Peace.